Marvel has changed, dude. I don't know what happened to Marvel, but it's kind of doo-doo. But I don't deny that I don't love the MCU. It's just so amazing. Got their funny moments, got their bad moments. So I just thought, why not rank every single MCU movie? Now, before we begin, I just want to say, just heads up, Black Panther will not be at number 1.
What? What?
Wait. I know, this might come as a shocker, I'm black, we're supposed to support Black Panther and all that stuff, but I love the movie, don't get me wrong, I really love Black Panther, I miss Chadwick Boseman, I freaking love that movie, but I have some issues with Black Panther. That doesn't mean I don't like it, but I just wish some parts would have improved in Black Panther. But overall, I love the heck out of Black Panther, so don't think of me like, oh, favoritism and all that stuff. No, I love Black Panther so much, alright? But I'm just saying, it's not gonna be at number 1. So with that out of the way, let's begin. This is entirely my opinion. Spider-Man No Way Home is the worst Marvel movie I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm sorry, but I got y'all good. I got y'all real good, didn't I? Spider-Man No Way Home is not the worst Marvel movie. This is. Never in my 14 years of life did I ever think my favorite actors would be in this trash film. Sorry, Mrs. Chloe. The film follows a group of genetic aliens. Yes, aliens. That's what I'm calling them. Who've been on this earth for like thousands, 1,000, 5,000. You don't talk about. They basically here to stop deviants. Until a few years later, this guy becomes evil. Yep. Icarus becomes evil. Of course, the Eternals beat him. Yay. Not gonna lie, the fight scenes were good. I'll give it that. There are some good moments that I like. And the cast, they got good chemistry, They actually act as if they've known each other for like 3,000 years. But the runtime, the pacing, it just wasn't rolling with me. It just felt odd. It just didn't feel right. I heard they're making a sequel. I guess that takes place when Harry Styles came in. You know what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. And it's also gonna lead to Blade, so that's pretty cool. Funny moments, but the overall pacing was just lame. But that's all I have to say. The only good part about the movie was the post-credit scene, bro. I bet the villain of that movie is a purse snatcher. What is this? Now, I know why a lot of people like this movie, and I might not have a good reason why I don't like this movie, but I'm sorry, I just found this very, very, very boring. I mean, it takes place after Captain America Civil War, so that's what I like about it. I couldn't even make it through half the movie because I was so bored. I mean, they got some good fight scenes, but I just wasn't interested. Oh yeah, and in their soundtrack, they used that one song that one girl stole from Nirvana. If there was one good thing I could say about this movie, I'd say it was the relationship between Natasha and her sister. But hey, I felt bad for Natasha, and I loved to see her story. It was actually pretty fun, and it was nice to know what happened to her after the events of Civil War. But this movie just wasn't, all that good for me, It was just kind of boring for me. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. It's alright, but still pretty weak. Don't get me wrong, I love Thor so much. He's one of my favorite Marvel heroes, but Thor the Dark World is just... yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the performances. The performances of the movie is good. I like that. But the villain was so bad. What's his name? Oh, this antagonist was lame. He is literally a villain and wants to destroy the world because he hates the light. Okay, buddy. World's greatest villain, everybody. Although there's some moments that I enjoyed, I was just bored. Y'all, I'm sorry, but I was just bored. I almost passed out while watching this movie because it was that boring. I would rather watch that one dude who trashed on me than watch this. I mean, I like the tone it was going for, and that's one good thing I can say about it. But there isn't that much I gotta say about it. I just find it kind of boring. I'm sorry if you guys disagree with me, but I just find this very boring. There were some moments that I liked, but I just wasn't flowing with it. I was just bored. Yeah, I would say it's like goodish bad. Again, okay, but still pretty boring. The only scenes I thought that were interesting was when he turned into the Hulk. That was fun to watch. It was cool. Like, the amount of graphics they put in there is just so amazing. Just look at him. I also enjoyed some action scenes. Those are really fun to watch. But oh my gosh, Bruce and his girl are so boring to watch. I honestly watched this movie for the action. That's the only reason why I like this movie. But this movie is just boring. It's lame. It's really just a waste of your time, honestly. Like, I'd only watch this movie if I had, like, homies over, or with my sister, or with my mom or something, but man, this movie's just boring, bro. And the reason I find it boring is just the pacing. I mean, the story is okay, but it's nothing special. It's just bland. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say about it. The Incredible Hulk is...
denied.
No, wait, guys, please, wait. Listen to me, please. I can explain. I enjoyed the lighthearted tone, but it was just too goofy. I mean, can you blame me? It's basically another Thor Ragnarok. Look, I love TK, but this is just ridiculous. Gore the God Butcher, more like Gore the Child Kidnapper. What is this? He doesn't butcher anyone, he just kidnaps kids. He doesn't butcher them. That's lame. Jane dies and Korg becomes, you know what? And the Guardians just come and go. I know it's not their movie, but like, I want to see more of them. I just wish they could have been more serious. I mean, like I said, I love the lighthearted tone, but I just wish it could have been more serious. That's all I ask for Thor Love and Thunder. I mean, I like it, but like I said, more serious. There's some jokes I laughed at. There's some good moments that I enjoyed. So it's not bad, but it's also not good either. So it's kind of like mixed feelings, but I think it's okay. But I just wish it wasn't all goofy. Crap, I forgot about Valkyrie. I mean, it was okay. I could care less about her plot. I mean, it was boring, but not in a bad way. Somewhere near the middle. It was nice seeing Fear with no eye patch, so that was pretty cool. Talos and Soren were okay, and Youngrong, who, however you say his name, the antagonist, he was just a classic antagonist. But I don't hate this movie. I mean, sure, there are some boring moments that I could care less about, because I'm not really that into Captain Marvel, but she was okay, you know, she was fine. I mean, the timeline makes sense, and the performances was okay. Like, you know, like this scene right here, like she's flying. I like the flying. I bet that CGI took a lot of hard work to do that. That's pretty cool. But one of Marvel's boring films. It's okay. I like the plot is kind of mid. There's some funny moments that I laughed at. You know, they answered a lot of questions that I wondered. But this movie is just kind of boring. It's good, but kind of mid. Does that make sense? Okay, I really like this film. Ant-Man is just all comedy, dude. I just love him so much. He's hilarious, fun, and the most relatable hero ever. Although he doesn't have any powers, he's still a pretty cool superhero. The movie follows a thief named Scott Lang who, after stealing a suit, gets called in by the owner of the suit, who busts him out of jail and makes him become the new Ant-Man. It was really fun to watch seeing him small. But the Yellow Jacket, he's a typical antagonist. He's just a greedy guy. He just wants something for his own, you know, that typical antagonist. What I also like about it was that they showed stuff that was normally tiny big and stuff that were normally big tiny. I thought that was really cool. I mean, it has its moments. It had some moments where I got bored. It also had some moments where I wanted to stop watching it a few times. But one of Marvel's funniest films. I loved Ant-Man. It was so good. I can go on for hours on how good this movie is. Yeah, I said it. I said it after a long time. I'm serious. I can literally go on for hours on how good this movie is. Anyway, it's time for me to move on, so yeah. I mean, I liked it, but I was still kind of bored. I'm sorry, guys. Wasn't really into him at first, but now I'm a Doctor Strange fanboy. The dialogue in this movie was really good. I liked it. It was fun to see. It was nice seeing all these characters interact, because I don't even know who they are. That one scene when he was going all over the place, I laughed so hard, bro. That was like my favorite scene in the movie. Although this is my least favorite of the MCU films, it was just enjoyable to watch. Honestly, I think it's good to watch with the homies. But the movie has some flaws that bore me to death. Like, it's just so boring. Again, sorry if I didn't explain this well, but I'm just saying, those are just my thoughts. That's all I can say about this movie. Although I like the movie, it's like not my favorite MCU movie. I enjoyed this one pretty well. I like how no dialogue was wasted, you know, they just went with it, and that's what makes it so funny. Like, everything they said, everything they did, it was just so incredible. I mean, the movie follows Thor, Hulk, Loki, and Valkyrie as they team up to fight Helen is, and I call myself a Marvel fan. Everybody just had good chemistry. It was just so fun. I love Thor, I love Valkyrie, I love Hulk, Loki. It was just so amazing. Everyone was just so fun. Everything was perfect. Although I must admit there were some goofy moments.
Yo, I didn't want to see your ass, man. I didn't want to see that, man.
That was the only thing that kind of bothered me, but overall this movie is fun. It's fantastic. It's just good to watch with the homies or like with a family member. But yeah, Thor Ragnarok is really good. I totally suggest watching this. Crap, I forgot about Korg.
21.
This movie was pretty great. There were a lot of good moments, some stupid moments, a lot of great characters. The only grab I got about it is probably the writing for Wanda. They kind of screwed her over. I thought she was gonna be helping Doctor Strange, not turn against him. Like, what is this? Like, I want her to be good. Why did she become the same person like in WandaVision? Dude, why did she become evil? and Mr. Fantastic stupid self got the Illuminati team killed. So yeah, it's blame Mr. Fantastic. That's terrible. America Chavez was cute. America Chavez is cool. Doctor Strange himself felt uninterested. He felt like he didn't even want to be part of this whole adventure. It was really funny. The MCU screwed you up, girl. Again, why did they make Wanda evil? That's honestly the only problem I have with this movie, but it's overall a good movie. I love the sequel more than Ant-Man. I'm sorry, guys, but I just loved it. I like the characters much more in this one. It just seems so fun, you know? I say that all the time. The antagonist is cute. I'm not gonna edit this part out. You understood her motive, but she's just a typical villain. I'm sorry, but her villainness wasn't really working for me. But she was alright. Honestly, I think it ranks this high because it leads to the event after Captain America Civil War and into Avengers Endgame, which is really cool. I loved it. I mean, imagine this being you, stuck in this parallel looking, small looking world, and all of a sudden your girlfriend's dad, and your girlfriend's mom just disappears. Like, you can imagine that being you. Just imagine. I'm just saying, imagine. The cast had good chemistry too. There's nothing really to hate about this. Ain't that much I gotta say about it. I mean, it's not the best Marvel movie, but it's also not the bad Marvel movie. So I love this movie. I mean, some jokes are cringe, but some of them actually were pretty funny, and I just find this movie to be really, really good. But yeah, it probably ranks this high because of the post-credit scene. Look, yo, I love Spider-Man so much. He's one of my favorite comic book superhero. Who isn't? But each movie gets better than the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So, Spider-Man Homecoming, not my favorite one in the Home series. Yeah, that's what I'm calling it, the Home. Peter wants to be an Avenger so bad, and when he finally gets what he wants, he says no, which I totally understand why. It's really amazing, because he feels like he needs to learn more. You know, as, you know, Spider-Man. The film gave me spectacular Spider-Man vibes. Again, Vulture is a typical antagonist, but it was nice to see that final fight between him and Peter. Like, the antagonist, Adrian, he ain't so bad, but he was a classic antagonist. I'm gonna keep saying that, I'm sorry guys, but he just was. And the ending was so funny. Although being my least favorite in the Home series, yes, again, I'm calling it the Home series, it just had a unique, dark take on Peter Parker, especially with his personal life, his hero life, you know, and all that junk. But it was nice to see Peter step up and try to learn more from his mistakes and all that stuff. So yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming was really fun to watch. It was great.
You question the words of the mighty!
This movie was amazingly fun. Is it bad that I kind of like that scene? Like the scene where they were fighting? I'm not gonna get that much into the movie. The main point is he killed Tony's parents, and now Tony wants to take down Bucky, but Captain America won't allow that, so they split up teams and all that stuff, and then they fight. They freaking fight. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Some of the performances by the actors are really well done. You know, it was really sad. It was really tough because they've known each other for so long, and now they're fighting each other. That's really awkward. But everyone did a really good job. It was just so amazing. I keep saying that word. I'm sorry, but it's just so fantastic. What else am I supposed to say? This movie's just brilliant. Seeing my favorite Marvel heroes fighting was just so sad, man. I mean, I understood why they were doing it, but like, it's just, oh my gosh. Like, I just can't like put it in words. It's just so, wow. But pretty good. It was a pretty decent film. Not my favorite, but yeah, it was really fun. It was great. It was actually surprisingly funny for a versus movie, but yeah. There's a lot of good funny moments, but that's all I gotta say about it. It's just a pretty good film. You lie! Okay, where do I start with this movie? Now, I'm gonna be real. I enjoyed some scenes. I just found it boring. I'm sorry. I like the movie. Hey, don't get me wrong. I really like the movie. You know, the fight scenes were cool. Bucky and Steve, you know, realizing that Bucky was the Winter Soldier, you know, that was a pretty obvious one. But I just kind of was bored of it. Hey, the characters are cool though. Like Steve, you know, Falcon, Black Widow, like they were pretty cool. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying it's just a movie just to watch like with family or like with homies. Cause me personally, if I watched it by myself, I'd feel bored. But at the end of the day, just an okay film. Thought this movie was alright, honestly. To be fair, I can understand why some people don't enjoy this film. I mean, the crappy villain, what's his name, Wepsly? It's so stupid. But I feel like this film saves the day for me is because of some of the characters. The plot was really good, decent, as you can say. But I do understand why some people say this is their least favorite in the Iron Man franchise, and I totally understand that. But me personally, I thought it was okay. I mean, it's not the greatest film ever made, but their story and what they're trying to tell is decently, you know, told
told. And besides, it leads to Thor, so that's another reason why I like this movie. Got problem with some dialogue, but overall just a chill, well-crafted, okay movie. So yeah. Okay, I kind of like this more than Homecoming, guys. I'm sorry. To be honest, pretty boring story. Enjoyed some action scenes. Mysterio was pretty awesome, but seemed like a typical villain. The chemistry between Zendaya and Tom were pretty good. Yeah, I'm using their real names. Not gonna lie, there are some things I didn't see coming. Not the Mysterio stuff. The Mysterio stuff was pretty obvious. I'm talking about the Talos and Soren scene. That scene got my mind blown. I don't know if it was just me. That scene was pretty dang good. But I honestly think this film ranks this high for me is because of the post-credit scene. That post-credit scene was one of the best post-credit scenes I've ever seen in my entire life. But yeah, overall, just pretty typical, nice, great Spider-Man film, you know? Got a few gripes with it though, but pretty good film. Bit of a letdown, not gonna lie, but still a pretty okay film. This was the last film we really got to see the Avengers really work together as a team. There was a lot of stuff I didn't expect. There was a lot of things that I enjoyed in this film. First of all, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, Vision, you know, the usual. A lot, and I mean a lot of the action scenes were on freaking point, man. If you rewatch this, you'd be pleasantly surprised, because I was. Because it wasn't what I expected from this movie that I haven't seen in a while. I don't care what no one says, I will never get over the death of Quicksilver. It was really sad. I didn't expect it. I didn't want it to happen because he just got into the MCU. Like, come on. Why can he stay in the MCU? And this is one of the reasons why Wanda is acting how she is now in recent MCU films, because, you know, how much, you know, broken she is. This was kind of a letdown Avengers sequel, not gonna lie. But hey, some of the action, some of the performances from the castmates, like, it's just spot on. Sorry, had to cut that part out because I burped. But like I was saying, some of the action, the performances was just spot on. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about Avengers Age of Ultron or Avengers Part 2. Yeah. Iron Man 3 was alright, but not that good, honestly, in my opinion. One scene that insanely pisses the crap out of me is when he legit reveals his address to the whole news or people or whoever was there with Tony. Then next thing you know, boom, bang, boom, bam. Yeah, you know, everything just goes bad. And then even worse, he uses a prototype suit that doesn't really work that well, but still uses it for battle. Real smart, Tony. Even Jarvis tells him, sir, it doesn't work that well. Some action scenes I enjoyed. The story was kind of boring, not gonna lie. Some funny moments. I love the chemistry between Tony and Rhodey. But the villain was kind of trash, bro. His motives was it was understandable, but they were kind of stupid at the same time. And it's actually hilarious how Tony was able to take him out in one blow. That was hilarious. But pretty mediocre film, to be honest. One of the weak MCU films, but just an okay film at the end of the day. Yo! This was a pretty fun film. This was just a great and fun sequel. Whoever did not enjoy the sequel, there's something actually wrong with you. The performances from the cast was just so beautiful. They had a lot of better dialogue in this film. Not gonna lie, the ego stuff I did not even see coming, bro. It's heartfelt, it's witty, it touches on a lot of good points that I loved. Especially finding out more about Star-Lord's past. That was really fun to see. Overall, just a really fun, chill film. Those of you who have seen the film, you can understand why I rank this high. Thor. I love Thor. A beautiful blend of comedy and action, as most MCU are. I mean, mostly MCU films nowadays are just mostly comedy. But this was just perfect, and those who have seen the film, you would feel me. Pause. The relationship between Thor and Jane was awesome. The battle between Thor and Loki was spectacular. Everything about this film was just perfect. Those who don't enjoy the film, what is wrong with you? It was nothing but spectacular action. I don't know why I'm using the word spectacular so much, but it's just so fun to use. But it's just a good film to watch with the homies or with family or with your love interest, because this is one of the best MCU films I've ever seen. To the dialogue, to the action, to a bit of the comedy, it's surprisingly well done in this film. So what else you want me to say? It's nothing but a great, fun, fantastic movie. Pretty chill film. I never watched this film as a kid, so technically watching it for the first time, I was just stunned. I was basically like,
it was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
The film was just so perfect. Seeing Steve from a twig to a beautiful first Avenger was just so awesome, man. Each and every cast member did perfectly fine, bro. And even better, it leads to the Avengers. Like I said, it just seems like a fun, chill superhero film. You know, pretty typical, I would say, but like I said, pretty chill and fun. Everything about this movie was just so perfect. It was nice to see Shuri step up. After the death of her brother and her mother, she comes as the true, ruler of Wakanda. She shows how she can actually protect herself as the Black Panther. There was a lot of characters that I loved that I wish got enough screen time. The only gripe I have with this movie is when Everett Ross is with that one woman whose name I could care less about. Now, I really love the female leads. Now, I kinda didn't enjoy this more than I did with Black Panther, but it was just an amazing crafted film, and the tribute to Chadwick was just so beautiful. Namor was a meh, but I ain't gonna spoil this no more. If you guys have already seen the movie, that's good. You know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, go watch it. What are you doing? What a great film, if you know what I mean. The culture, the chemistry, everything about this movie was just so perfect. It was nice seeing a new Marvel hero stepping into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The amazing amount of representation they added into this movie was just so perfect. The action was great. The movie's freaking hilarious. I mean, who would enjoy this film? What is wrong with you? Who would not enjoy a beautiful film like this? I've never seen a masterpiece I've seen plenty of masterpieces, but you know what I mean. Am I exaggerating? Am I going crazy? But yeah, Shang-Chi, The Legends of the Ten Rings is one of the greatest films I've ever gotten to see in 2021. And I don't regret watching it one bit. Remember what I said at the beginning of the video? Following right after the events of Captain America Civil War, it was nice to keep up with T'Challa, see how he was doing. It was nice seeing my black culture in this. Yeah, call me African booty scratcher, call me whatever you want. I don't care, because this is one of the best films ever made. Now, I don't think it's the greatest. I don't think it's the greatest Marvel film ever made, but honestly, I just feel like it's a nice and good, fresh take on a black hero, It's just so awesome. I guess the only gripe I got with it is the CGI with the fighting. Just the CGI in general. It looks kind of goofy. I think it doesn't really work well with me. I mean, am I the only one who thinks that? Am I? Or is it just me? The chemistry between the cast was just so amazing, and I just miss Chadwick Boseman so much. He died too soon. I actually love the guy. Like, he's such a talented actor, and it's just sad, I'm just being real with y'all. I'm just giving you my honest opinion. You probably expected this to be at number 1, but nah. It was this film that started it all. This is a nice kickstart to the MCU. It was nice seeing Tony Stark go from a total a-hole billionaire to a good person who actually cares about helping others, and that's what makes this movie so brilliant. Like, the antagonist, I kind of did see coming, but I kind of didn't. The CGI in this looks pretty well, surprisingly, since this came out like in 2008. But yeah, the CGI was so good. The comedy was amazing. Tony is like one of my favorite characters in the MCU, so yeah, it's not really surprised that it would rank this high. I mean, I love the Iron Man series, but it's not really there for me. But, the Iron Man series is really enjoyable to watch. And that post-credit scene, man. All these years, and it still holds up very well. I'm telling you. But you already know, Iron Man's one of the best MCU films ever made. This movie was awesome. Seeing Tom Holland develop was just so amazing. Seeing the OG villains was awesome. Seeing every single character we the nerds were excited to see for so long, and we finally got it. But I think ultimately this movie was seeing Tom Holland Spider-Man develop. Seeing Tobey and Tom again was amazing. I guess the only bad thing I can say about this movie was the crappy CGI. I mean, was that me? I mean, there are some CGI moments that I liked, but particularly this scene, the CGI was not really rolling with me. But other than that, good performances from the cast, the villains, just anyone who's just part of this movie just gets a 5-star rating from me. 6. And gosh darn it, I feel this scene so much.
Are you okay?
Yep, but this is Tom Holland's best written Spider-Man film. I like this more than Homecoming, and I like this more than Far From Home. This is awesome. I love this. This is my favorite Spider-Man movie in the Holland trilogy. Yes, what I'm calling it, the Holland trilogy. But yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home is just a spectacular film. See what I did there? Shut up, this is my ranking list. The Guardians of the Galaxy were a treasure. Excellent team, felt like a realistic team, like literally had a good taste in music, and everything was just so perfect. I love this team so much that I can't even explain the love I have for them. Dude, I legit have a playlist called Awesome Mixtape based on that movie, because that's how much I love this movie. I'm not even surprised that this was the third highest grossing film of 2014, because it is nothing but hilarious, and they have a lot of deep character moments. It's just so amazing. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know, there's not that much I gotta say about it. It's just a well-written, great superhero film. It's not as better as the Avengers, don't get me wrong, but they feel like a wholesome, real family, like a real team, you know what I'm saying?
Wake up to reality. Nothing ever goes as planned in this accursed world.
Alright, I'm gonna be doing something different. 2 MCU films are actually in number 2. Yep, these 2, and here's why. The reason why I placed these 2 together is because I love them both equally, just like in second place. They're amazing films, fun to watch with homies, our family, or with anyone. It kickstarted one of the greatest teams of all time. The performances, the dialogue, everything about this film was just so great. Like you guys can understand, right? And that also goes for Infinity War, man. Especially leading up to this, we saw Thanos in the original Avengers, and now we're seeing him in it's just so freaking good. The snap scene is my favorite scene. I don't know why, but it just is. Am I weird for liking that scene? Their performances was just so dang good. I don't know if you remember my Percy Jackson video, but I said I'm more of a performance kind of guy, and this was the dang performance. I have great respect for both of them, so let's just move on. Was that too quick? Did that make sense? Do I really need to explain why this is at number 1? Hey, I'm more of a performance kind of guy, and this was it. Everything about this movie was amazing. There's no dull moment. To the callbacks, to the emotional weight, it was just so good. I cried when Iron Man died. I was 12 years old, leave me alone. I cried when he died. But yeah, guys, this movie is literally perfection. But hey, we can fight it down in the comments, because that is all I got for you guys today. And this is just the greatest MCU film. Sorry if you thought this was stupid or didn't make sense, but this is just my opinion. We all have opinions, right? But give me your opinion. Give me your honest opinion on what you guys think about my ranking. If you guys agreed, then that's good. If you guys don't, let me know in the comments down below. But like always, make sure to spread that love, spread that positivity, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Hey. Hey.
I do it every time that I can fool, yeah. Get my money's in the class and you don't do, yeah. Make a ring go is the best so you don't lose.
Yeah.